How to get out of a speeding ticket 99% of the time, coming right up. Hey there, how are you? Dr. Dave, I'm the RV Dummy. I've got a great one for you today. I just want to let you know it's not only for RVs, but it's for anybody driving a motor vehicle on the road. I'm going to share with you a way to get out of a speeding ticket 99% of the time. Now, I want to start off by telling you I do not believe in speeding. I try to go the speed limit as much as possible. It's safer, it's better for your vehicle, and and it's also legal. There's so many reasons why you should really be only going the speed limit. But just in case you've got a heavy foot, you like to go faster, and you do get pulled over, I'm going to share with you a way that you can get out of it 99% of the time. Now, I did a video a short time ago called 10 Things You Should Never Say During an RV Traffic Stop, and I got a lot of really great comments about that, but I also got some pushback, people that think they kind of know everything and then they know the best thing to do. But a lot of the comments I got, I totally disagreed with. But again, everybody's entitled to their opinion. But today, I've got some information from somebody that was online that has an entire family full of law enforcement people. And he gave his, from his experience and his knowledge on this, he gave what you should do and what you should not do to get out of a, well, I'll share it with you, get out of a ticket, and I'm going to put my spin on it. So with my spin, it's 99% of the time. I'm going to read this. This actually came from Quora, right online. There was a question posed. If a police officer pulls you over for speeding and asks, do you know how fast you were going? Is it better to respond with an honest answer, saying how fast you were going, or just say you were unaware? Now, Robert Williams, a former intelligence analyst in the U.S. Army, had a great answer, which I want to share with you. And it was also confirmed by other people in law enforcement, Jessica Fuller, who is Associates Police and Law Enforcement Officer, Rudolph Wade, Police and Law Enforcement. So here's how he answers this question. And I'm going to just read it pretty much. I might make a couple comments along the way. And at the end, I'm going to also give you my spin on the whole thing. He said, my dad, 3 uncles, 5 great uncles, well over 20 cousins are all in law enforcement. So I think it's pretty safe to say this guy knows his stuff. His whole family is in law enforcement. He says, I'm 53 and an inveterate speeder. He admits that he likes to speed. Again, I don't agree with it. I don't speed, but he's a speeder. So he's got experience with this. I pretty much drive 10 to 30 miles per hour over the speed limit everywhere outside of the city. He said, I get pulled over at least 6 times per year. So far this year, I've been pulled over 8 times and got only 1 ticket. On average, I get a ticket only once every 2 years. Now remember, this guy speeds everywhere. Yes, I normally get a ticket less than 10% of the time I'm pulled over. My wife gets mad at me, LOL. He says, when I'm speeding and I see a law enforcement officer, they put their lights on to pull me over, I immediately do the following. Now, I'll outline exactly what he says. And again, then after that, I'll put my spin on the whole thing. Number 1, I slow down and I start braking when it's safe. In other words, be safe. Don't just be haphazard, pull over and hit something or do something crazy. Slow down, pull over when it's safe. Pull over as far off the road as I can without getting stuck or without hitting something, etc. Number 3, I lower all of my windows and turn off the engine. If it's nighttime, I turn on the interior lights so the police officer can see inside easily as he approaches my vehicle. Number 4, I put my right hand on top of the steering wheel and my left hand on the window seal of the door, which, by the way, so the window's open. He puts his left hand there, right hand on the wheel, so the officer can clearly see his hands are not doing anything weird. Number 5, then I wait for the officer to approach. Number 6, if the officer asks, do you know how fast you were going? I add at least 2 miles per hour to whatever my speedometer actually said. So in other words, if he's going 85, he says, yes, officer, I was going 87. He actually adds to that, but hang on, here's why he does it. He says, I have no excuse, no emergency or anything. I was simply driving too fast. So he totally admits to the officer in a very nice way. He overestimates and he says, I don't have an excuse. I was driving too fast. If he tells me that the reason I pulled you over today was for excessive speed, I immediately say something very close to the following. Yes, sir, I was going 87. I have no excuse. I was driving too fast. And he leaves it at that. He stops talking. At that point, he claims that at least one half of the officers that he's dealt with over the past many years raise their eyebrows like as they're like totally surprised, because like nobody does this. Everybody seems to be confrontational. Everybody wants to lie, but he's totally honest with the officer. When they ask for his license and insurance, etc., registration, he said, I first tell them where it is, whether it's in my wallet, the console, the glove box, whatever it might be, before I move my hands at all. So those are 8 points that he does. He said, then goes on to say, I pretend every police officer that pulls me over is one of my elderly uncles, and I behave and speak with the utmost respect, regardless of how they come off to me, regardless of how they treat me. So again, respect, tell the truth, even overestimate. That's what he does. Hang on there. Those guys and women, meaning the police officers, deal with people all day long who lie, argue, are hard to deal with. So the easier I am to deal with, and the more safe the police officer feels when he's standing beside my car on a busy highway, the less likely he or she is to try to stick it to me, to try to give me a ticket, and maybe even they'll give me a break. He claims I get a ticket less than 10% of the time I'm pulled over for speeding. Courtesy, simply understanding that the officer's normal day is a pain and trying to make at least the part I'm involved with go as easily as possible, goes a long way to helping the policeman or policewoman relax. That's really important. No one wants to help people that argue with them. You see in the news, all these, I don't want to get political, but all these people that get into these confrontations with policemen, it's because they're confrontational, they're arguing, they're being a-holes. If you just have respect and make sure you treat the officer with respect and do what he or she says and not argue, there's a very good chance there's never going to be a problem. But it's these idiots that argue, that run, that look like they're going to draw a weapon, or they're the ones that get into trouble. Keep that in mind. So no one wants to help people who argue with them. Simply tell the officer what happened, be honest, and you're far more likely to drive away with nothing more than a warning than a ticket if you are combative, argumentative, and if you are a liar. They see people all day long and they can tell if you're lying. Come on, you think you're gonna be able to lie and pull something over on a cop? No, they're experienced, they're experts, they know. They'll have you pegged in a few seconds. So be honest with them, be respectful, and there's a very good chance, at least he says, Robert says 10% of the time, only 10% of the time he gets a ticket, which means 90% of the time he gets a warning or nothing. Now, the title of my video was how to get out of a ticket, 99% of the time. So let's say 10%, if you follow these instructions exactly, let's say 10% of the time you get a speeding ticket. So the next step is, and still, even if you get a ticket, still be respectful to that officer, because there's a very good chance you will see him or her in court one day. So be totally respectful, again, to the very end of the transaction. So let's say you go to court. 10% of the cases, you're gonna get a ticket. You go to court. If you follow the same rules, be extremely respectful to the judge. Don't lie. Be honest. Be kind to the judge. Remember, the judge they'll know in a second if you're lying, and they see idiots all day long. So the judge loves it when an honest, kind, caring person comes in, and again, I say there's a 9 out of 10 chance that if you take the time to go to court, you look good, you look presentable, you tell the truth, 9 times out of 10, they'll let you off. Either let you off totally or let you off with a very, very reduced penalty, reduced fee. That's how you do it. 99% of the time, you'll get out of a ticket. Again, I don't recommend you speed. I don't recommend you break the law, but if you're heavy-footed and maybe your gas pedal gets away from you and you don't realize it sometime and you do get pulled over, that's what you do 99% of the time. If you follow these instructions exactly to the T, you will be totally fine. I know there will be people that seem to know it all and give pushback. And I had a guy the other day that actually commented on my video, said like, if a lawyer saw this, he'd laugh at your video because you should never say anything to a police officer. Never say anything. Well, I disagree. They're human beings. And again, if you're honest, if you do what Robert says, Robert's got experience in many ways. If you do what he says, you're likely to totally get out of it and get the whole thing out of your life. That's all I have to say today. If you like this video, please give me a like. Every time you give me a like, it helps the channel. And if you're brand new to me, I'd love to have you subscribe. I do most of my videos on RV travel, RVs, but many of them are about life, how to improve life, things like that. So not everything's about RV. So if you're not an RVer, still press that subscribe button, press that like button. It really helps the channel. Till next time, Dr. Dave, the RV Dummy. Be safe out there, guys and gals. See you.